This is Cara Ray, and I am here with the game collector from Second Opinion Games. And we are going to do a video game quiz today, and I'm asking him, seeing about his knowledge, instead of vice versa for once, and we're going to see who's best. So let's get going on this.
Second Opinion Games.
All right, are you ready, Casey?
Yes, yeah, I'm ready.
All right. First question. Dun, 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 dun. What was the first publicly released video game console ever made?
Or the Odyssey. Is that one of the answers? There, the Magnavox Odyssey.
Final answer.
Yes.
You are correct. It is the Magnavox Odyssey. It was released in 1972. The system actually came with removable TV screens that you could put on Magnavox TVs to enhance the graphics.
Yeah, it had like little overlays that you could put over top of the screen. And back then there's only handfuls of different types of screens. So it came with like the large and the small ones. Ralph Baer made it, and still to this day, Magnavox collects royalties on every video game sold because they created the first video game console. It's actually Philips and Magnavox, I believe.
That's
both
very
collect
cool.
royalties on this.
Very cool. Also, like, very rich. So, good for them. All right. Question number 2. What was the system that was released in 1993 and was said to have impressive 64-bit graphics, but was only a 32-bit system?
Well, I'm going to have to say my beloved Atari Jaguar, which that had two 32-bit processors. So it does equal up to 64 bits, but it's only in a roundabout way. Yeah, that is definitely my final answer here. The Atari Jaguar.
You are correct. The Atari Jaguar sold very poorly. Less than 250,000 were sold. A separately sold add-on called the Atari Jaguar CD didn't really help the Atari Jaguar sales. The Atari Jaguar was Atari's last console before they went out of business.
Side note there, how many consoles sold?
Less than 250,000.
So 250,000, and I managed to come up with 4 of them, and the Jaguar CD.
Wow, people really didn't want them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad, yeah.
That is sad. Poor Jaguar. All right, 2 for 2. Question number 3. What was the first system to truly have 64-bit graphics and came with classic games like The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Super Mario 64?
Another very easy one. We're going to go with the Nintendo 64. Yeah, it has great games. I used to love Mario 64. However, getting all 120 stars left me so scarred, I cannot bring myself to play it to this day.
So, you are correct, of course, but I would like a bonus question in there. Do you know the year it was released?
I believe it came out in 1998. Late 1998.
Close. It was released in 1996. The system was a great selling game system despite only releasing 296 games, but was beaten by Sony's PlayStation.
Yeah, 96. I think I got it 2 or 3 months after launch. Yeah, I remember that now.
So I could not have purchased it at the time because I was only 5 years old, so...
Well, it was pretty expensive, and the games were like $70 a piece. And some games like Superman 64 was $120 at launch, and it was total garbage.
That's unfortunate. That's expensive even for now. I would be like...
Very expensive.
I'll wait, yeah. Okay, question number 4. What was the game system to have an 8-bit graphics and had classics like Metroid and Dr. Mario?
Another easy one. This is the original Nintendo Entertainment System.
Gosh darn it. Can't trick you at all. The Nintendo Entertainment System was released in 1985. This game system had a long lifespan, lasting 10 years in the market, 85 to 1995. Wow, someone feels special over on his end of the video. Okay, question number 5. What console had 16-bit graphics and had classic games like Sonic the Hedgehog and Cho Jam and Earl?
The Sega Genesis! Such a great console. And yes, there is somewhat of a My Little Pony game on that system. I think it's Magical Pony Tale it's called. A great underrated gem.
Oh, I'm so, like, jealous that I can't play that. Bonus question. Do we know what year the Sega Genesis was released?
I believe it was the Christmas season of 1989.
Ooh, very good. That is correct. This system once had a competition with Nintendo's SNES called the Console Wars, and Sega was victorious over the other system.
Well, that's debatable to this day.
Ooh, good to know.
Yeah, it's lots of people go crazy over this debate. In the end, the Super Nintendo, I do believe, outsold the Sega Genesis, but throughout the life cycle of both systems, the Genesis was in the lead very far. I think at the very end, the Super Nintendo pulled ahead.
Well, it's like the never-ending debate between, like, Coke and Pepsi and, you know, Marvel versus DC and...
Is that really a debate still? Okay, anyway.
I don't think it is. I'm just more of a Marvel gal, so no one judge, but I'm... Movies especially. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6. What was one of the first game systems that actually enabled an internet connection and was known to have really good graphics at that time? Some of the classics for that system are Sonic Adventure and House of the Dead 2.
Yes, my beloved Dreamcast.
You're too good!
The first game system I ever played online, playing Quake 3 Arena with my controller in one hand, and someone else actually had a keyboard and would type as it had cross gameplay where you can play against people on the computer online back in 1999. 1999 was the official release date for the system.
Yes, you are correct. Sega Dreamcast was released in 1999. The system sold very well at first, but was later beaten by the PlayStation 2 and is known to be a video game system flop like the Atari Jaguar.
You know what? People love it to this day. The Dreamcast is awesome. If you're any good at typing, maybe one time we could have you playing Typing of the Dead.
I'm really good.
Type with a keyboard.
I'm a good type. I could type. I'll do that.
It's a fun game.
Okay. Number 7. What was the first portable game system to have 3D graphics like the Nintendo 3DS, but all you saw was black and red?
That is my Virtual Boy from Nintendo.
This is just facts about Casey Day. This is all this quiz is just facts about Casey, and I kind of, or about, sorry, this is facts about Second Opinion games.
Well, I have a complete Virtual Boy collection, other than 1 or 2 games for the Japanese Virtual Boy, which they do play in the North American system. It's not region locked at all. Also, I even have the official carrying case for this, which was only released as a rental unit at Blockbuster. But when they liquidated the Virtual Boy, they would sell off some of these cases. And each Blockbuster only got 1 case, and they're very sought after by collectors today.
It says here, well, do you know the year before I...
I want to say 1994, maybe 95. Oh.
So close.
Yeah, 95. Okay.
It says here that sometimes the 3D gave people a headache, and it was a high price, so it only sold about 770,000 units. It may seem like a lot, but usually for a game system to sell well, it's usually about 20 million. So, but it says there was only 20 games ever released.
It was a pretty big flop. Nintendo just needed something to hit the market because the Nintendo 64 was taking too long to get there. So they just needed something to fill in the space between.
Well, that's unfortunate. What was the portable game system? This is question number 8. What was the portable game system that had re-released Genesis games, but only had a battery life of 2 hours?
So it played Sega Genesis games, and it was portable.
Yes, and it only had a battery life of 2 hours.
This is the Sega Nomad. And even had a second controller port on the bottom of the unit, and someone could play 2-player with this little tiny screen. And it also, it had a battery life of 2 hours with 6 AA batteries. However, if you have like one of those little battery packs with the right type of cable, you could put 2 AA batteries in it, and it would last the exact same amount of time, which is ridiculous.
That's insane. So this is saying it's called Sega Game Gear, but I think that might be like the same thing you're saying, but it's just a different...
Well, the Game Gear played Sega Master System games, so maybe your quiz is actually pretty wrong. I
can envision that.
They would take the games and like sort of squish them in a different way. And it was a handheld system, but the one that actually played Sega Genesis games was the Sega Nomad.
Coming in hot against my quiz. All right. What system could play video games, music, and even use for education, but did not sell well because of the games and high price? My stomach just growled. That was ugly. Oh, man.
Okay, so this is an educational game system
that can play video games, music, and it can be used for education, but it did not sell well because of the games and high price. Would you like multiple choice?
Could be a lot of things, but it sounds like the Philips CDI.
You are correct. It is the Philips CDI. Wow! It was released in 1991. The system was known for bad games like Hotel Mario and The Legend of Zelda games created for that system. Why is it calling Legend of Zelda a bad game?
Oh, because the versions of Zelda that it had were so bad that I recently, digging through some of my games, found a copy, and I almost broke down to tears from the horrible memories of playing Zelda on the CDI. I actually liked my CDI for some other games, but Zelda was unplayably bad.
Oh, well, that sucks. It only sold around 500,000 units, so... whatever. All right. Very last question, which you've been so bad at this quiz, fail all around, is what system was mistakenly referred to as the first game system and was a home to some of the most popular arcade games like Space Invaders and Asteroids?
Well, the first retail successful home video game system, I believe, is the question they're trying to ask. That would be the Atari 2600 or the Atari VCS, depending on what you want to call it. Came out in 1977.
It is the Atari 2600. What? All right. It was the first Atari, not the first system, and it was called the Atari 2600, not just Atari, and it was released in 1977, just like you said. This system had many successors like the Atari 5200, 7800, and the Jaguar. Wow. I don't even know why I tried. I really thought maybe, you know, you even got the years, whatever, rude, but 10 out of 10.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully you guys want to see more quizzes with Cara and myself. And if you guys have more stuff you guys want us to do, games that we want to play, let me know in the comments down below. So until later, we will see you again, guys.